unfortunately, the time which is delivered for me to this brief interview to describe Edward Jasaitis correctly is probably impossible. So I'll try to say just a few things. First, he was the man who had ability to see clear vision of the future, and what is most important, to persuade others that this vision is achievable. That's why so many people, so many followers insist that his being or their working together made them tremendous progress in their lives. The fate gave me an opportunity to start working with Edward Jasaitis here, I mean in KTU. Firstly, I met him at Vytautas Magnus University, but he came as a private visitor and be teaching one course. And later we met and established the Municipal Training Center here, and went through this long and fruitful path or way, creating many things. In some things I was able to help him, other things he moved himself. I would say, firstly, we started as a municipal training center in Kaunas, but there were the same centers in Latvia, in Riga, and in Tallinn, Estonia. And Edward Jasaitis was the head or director of all these three centers, because they were working, they were running coordinated program. Later, Kaunas Municipal Training Center at KTU started doing things which were not included into US Baltic Foundation program, but it was very important for our country. So the result was establishing public administration department, the first public administration department in Lithuania. And if you look to the graduates, to alumni of this program, you will find probably dozen or even more people who successfully worked in the government, Lithuanian government, in the Seimas, I mean ministers, vice ministers, members of parliament, and so on. And these people, if you ask them, they probably all of them will stress that this is not accidental. Of course, these people were some kind of leaders of their fields, but the knowledge which they got in public administration department gave them this spark in their careers.
I have met Ed in 1994 when I was entering master program in public administration, and before in my life I have never met the person like Ed. Even during the interview examination in order to become a student, I understood that he is special. He saw the features of the people which no one else could see. And when I started my studies, these 2 years of master program was the best years in my life. And because of the program itself, because of the opportunities, because of the foreign professors, because of the literature which we had thanks to Ed, And because I started to work in municipal training center as a program coordinator, and together with that we initiated the first of its kind training for public officials program, which was accredited by the university. So many public officials from the municipalities, from the ministries came to Kaunas University of Technology in order to gain the certificate. And these courses were first of this kind in the whole Lithuania. And this is not the only thing which Ed brought to Lithuania. It was like projects which we started together with different kind of foundations, especially from the United States, also European Union FAR program. He taught us how to do this, how to implement, how to report. Also so many personal things which he taught us, how to behave in receptions, how to say thank you to different politics, to officials, how to gain attention, how to run the office. And actually I'm so thankful for this leadership, for this, that he always believed in us. He always knew our strengths better than we did, and he encouraged us to strive for more. So I will never forget this, and Ed actually is, how to say, one of the most important people in my life.
Life occurs when one's words are accompanied by impactful and meaningful work. This can be said about the person I met at the dawn of the Lithuania's independence, my teacher and the founder of the Municipal Training Center, Professor Edvardas Jasaitis. Through his personal example, Professor Jasaitis explained and illustrated the importance of training and counseling for politicians and civil servants. His example influenced me and other master students, some of whom have gone on to lead their lives devoted to public service and the strengthening of Lithuania. I am delighted that the Municipal Training Center maintains its traditional mission, guided by the vision first presented by Professor Jasaitis. The center, working with municipalities in Lithuania and responding to changes taking place in the world, develops strategies and projects, organizes study visits to other countries, and disseminates the best practices of Lithuanian municipalities accumulated over 20 years. The vision to better train and prepare Lithuanian public servants now has led to Lithuanian public servants serving as example to others around the world. I applaud the meaningful words, meaningful work, and meaningful life of Edvardas Jasaitis.
To summarize in a few words the influence that Jasaitis had in my life, both professional and personal. Both him and his wife Andrea, they were really caring persons, and they came to Lithuania at a time when everything was changing, when lots of new things were happening, and not everybody was always sure that those new things were good things. But definitely their presence at KTU, their presence at the business administration faculty was extremely positive. They both introduced new subjects, they both introduced new experiences, and they fostered a group of people who later on went on to do big things themselves. I myself consider him a mentor. My first supervisor, my professor of public administration that introduced me to that particular field, and ever since that first course, now 24 years later, I'm still working on the subject, I'm still learning, and I'm still working with municipal development. So really, I think if I were to point out a person who was the most influential in my professional life, I would have to say it was Jasaitis. And some of the things that he taught me, some of the things that he shared with me during those first 2 years while I was working at the Municipal Training Center, but also later on when I came back from my master's studies in the States to work at the university, to do research, and gradually went into international consulting. He kept on giving, and he kept on guiding, and he kept on sharing, and he kept on trusting. This trust that he had in our own capacity to go forward, to achieve, to strive for more, for better, to learn, to share, to accomplish was the fact that gave us, I think, confidence to go on and to try these new things and to try and be better. So really, big thanks goes to him wherever he is now. And I really wish to every single student here at KTU and other universities for them to have a chance that I had, to have a mentor in the beginning of a professional life who sets you on the right course, not by telling you to do something, but by guiding you and supporting you. It was really great for me. Thank you.
different people in our lives, and some of them they have a very important role in our careers and our lives. We influence very much our career paths. So Edas was one of them, and definitely he had a huge influence on my career and in general on my choice. So we met with Edas a long time ago. At that time I was working in the bank as an economist, and at that time I was not thinking about public administration yet. Actually, at that time I didn't know what public administration means and that it exists in general. Of course, I always was interested in governance and in the politics, but it was still only a few years after independence, after we received independence, and I definitely was not thinking about my possible career in the area of public administration. And I met Edas, and it changed everything. Suddenly I got very much interested in public management, public administration. Actually, we never had long-lasting discussions about like paradigms of public administration, because Edas was very straightforward. He spoke very simple language, and but somehow his ideas, his thoughts had a huge influence on my choice to join public management master program. And also after some time I joined Municipal Training Center. So I'm very grateful that I met him, because public management and public administration became a passion of my life. So that's what I do, that's what I love, and in this area I have a huge passion in governance and public management. So I'm grateful that every day I go to work, I feel like I would enjoy my hobby, and so I never felt that the work I do, it would be a real kind of work. So it's always my hobby, and it's part of my life and part of my passion. So I remember that we traveled a lot with Edas around different municipalities, and at that time he always had a huge influence on people, and he spoke, as I said, simple and straightforward language, and he never delivered those long-lasting speeches, but somehow he would get attention from the audience, and people were very excited listening him. So I think that Edas had a huge influence on development of public administration and governance in Lithuania in general. So it's a pity that I will not be able to meet his son and his grandson, but I'm sure that they will enjoy Lithuania the same as their father enjoyed being here and being part of Lithuania. And for us it's extremely important that you are coming back and that you are exploring this country, and that you are also spreading the knowledge about our country and about your father's fatherland.